Welcome back, my name is Carrie, and today I'm going to tell you the real cost of a Boxabl Casita that Elon Musk is allegedly living in. 2 weeks ago I posted a video with the title, Elon Musk's $50,000 modular will start the next big affordable housing trend, giving a bit of information about the company and their flagship home, the Boxabl Casita. That video got over 800 comments, and based on those comments, I noticed a few themes that may need further explanation. The first is, how could it possibly be considered affordable at $133 per square foot? And the other was a general interest in the costs associated with the purchase on top of the home itself, stuff like utilities, permits, and foundation. As luck would have it, I've been in the manufactured modular home business since 2009, and I'm currently working on a project that will have very similar setup costs that I'm happy to share, and with a little bit of adjusting for size, we'll have a pretty good idea of the total all-in cost of a $50,000 Boxabl Casita. What I'm going to do is tell you why for a home like this, I think we need to look past the price per square foot, then I'll break down the cost of prep work for a Boxabl Casita, and finally, I'll be able to tell you if I still think it's an affordable option, so let's do it. Affordability is defined as the ability to be afforded or inexpensiveness. It really has nothing to do with the price per square foot. Yet there were so many comments, all polite of course, saying that it didn't make any sense to call this an affordable option at a per square foot price of $133. The way I see it, if we're using price per square foot to determine if something is affordable, then a home with a per square foot price of $90 per square foot is more affordable than the Boxabl Casita at $133 per square foot, right? Wrong. Other builders or manufacturers might be able to hit a lower per square foot cost for their run-of-the-mill floor plans, but as the size gets smaller, the price per square foot gets harder to maintain. With every factory I've ever dealt with, as the home gets bigger, the price per square foot usually does go down, but that doesn't mean it's more affordable. If a manufacturer has a 924 square foot single wide for $90 a square foot, the price of that home is $83,160, which is much less affordable than $50,000, even though it has a lower price per square foot. To judge the affordability, we have to look at the total cost, not the cost per square foot. Another important aspect of affordability is location. I saw quite a few comments that said for $50,000, I can get a home on a lot, and it turns out after a bit of research, there are parts of the states where that is 100% true. I found an almost 900 square foot home with an oversized 2-car garage in West Virginia for $46,800. So of course, if anyone watched that video from around that location, they probably thought I'd completely lost my mind. However, for people in parts of California, British Columbia, Colorado, Hawaii, and many other places, being able to get anything for $50,000 seems like a dream come true. So the price of a casita will seem outrageous in some areas and a steal of a deal in others. The exact same is true on how much it will cost to get your site ready for a casita. How much it will cost will depend on where you're located. For the last little while, I've been working on preparing land for a 1,560 square foot manufactured home, which has all the same steps needed to prepare land for a Boxabl Casita. I'm going to share my costs for that prep work so we can get an idea of the all-in cost of buying one instead of just looking at the $50,000 sticker price of the home. These are real costs for my area on a specific lot, but the costs will be different depending on location. These homes were originally designed to be accessory dwelling units, meaning a secondary dwelling on a property. So for this example, we'll base our costs on setting one up for that purpose. On the Boxabl website, it says that setup costs can range from $5,000 to $50,000 depending on location and complexity of the site. So it'll be interesting to see where on that range I fall. I live in a moderate to expensive area, so I suspect I'll be closer to $50,000 than $5,000. The first added expense is getting the casita from their factory in Las Vegas to my property in the interior of British Columbia. That's a distance of 1,290 miles, and on their website they give an estimate of $2 to $10 per mile for transport. If we go right in the middle at $6 per mile, that gives us a total of $7,740 to get it shipped from Las Vegas to my property. Next, we need a building permit. For my project, it was just over $2,000, and that's based on the value of the home being constructed, which in my case is about 5 times more than the Boxabl Casita. So if we divide that by 5, we can assume the building permit is going to cost around $400. These homes are fully serviced, so we need to run utilities to the site where the home will be placed. Again, this is going to be different from place to place and lot to lot, but on my lot, we're paying $2,350 to have the water line run from the road to where the home will be placed. My lot required a $25,000 septic system, but as I mentioned, we're doing this as if it's a secondary dwelling, so we would assume that there would already be access to septic or city services. So we're going to use the same number as running the water line, which is $2,350 and some change. Finally, this home needs power, and this is where it can get a bit tricky. If the main house has enough power to run the casita, there can be significant cost savings, but that isn't always the case. If it does, I would estimate around $1,500 depending on how far the home is from the casita to dig a trench, run the tech cable, and connect the home. If the main house doesn't have enough power, an additional pole may be required. On the project I'm working on, there was no power on the lot, so we did in fact have to get a pole brought in and then pay to get the power brought to that pole, which was just about $4,500. And then you have the cost I previously mentioned, the $1,500 to run from the pole to the home site. After the services are run to where the home is going, you need something solid to place it on. On the Boxabl website, there's a list of compatible foundations for the casita. As long as it's appropriate for your geographic region and soil type, you have the option of doing a concrete strip footing, CMU wall, garage wall, wood beam on concrete piers, wood beam on helical piers, or finally a concrete slab. For my 1,560 square foot manufactured home project, I did a concrete slab. The cost to do that was $6 per square foot. So if we apply that to the casita, it works out to $2,250 for the foundation. Finally, we have to connect the sewer and water from the concrete slab to the casita, and I always hire a licensed plumber to make these connections for me. On the project I'm working on, the home isn't actually on site yet, so I don't have the exact cost for this specific project, but I've done it many times before, and it usually works out to around $2,500 for those connections. The $2,500 I usually pay does include hooking up natural gas, which I don't think the standard Boxabl Casita has, so it'll be safe to assume that's probably going to be closer to $2,000. And in reality, I think it would be even less because everything is so compact, but for the sake of this estimate, we'll leave it at $2,000 for the connections. So if I was to buy a Boxabl Casita, do all the prep work, and have it shipped to the lot I'm currently working on, based on the real costs I have for my area, here's what I'd be looking at. $7,740 to ship it, $400 for the building permit, $2,350.96 for the water service to the home site, $2,350.96 for the sewer service to the home site, $1,500 for the power to the casita if it's coming from the main home, with the possibility of another $4,471.95 if a second pole is needed, $2,250 for a concrete slab, and finally $2,000 to connect the sewer and water to the casita. That gives us a total of $23,063.87 on top of the $50,000 price tag, for a fully set up total of $73,063.87. Again, this is just for my area on that specific lot. Literally every other location will be different because contractors charge different amounts in different areas. A plumber in San Francisco is going to charge a different amount than a plumber in St. Louis. That's just the way it is. The big question though is, do I still think the Boxabl Casita is an affordable option now that I've calculated all the costs involved to actually getting it to a place that it can be lived in? And the answer is absolutely yes, I do. Compared to some of the affordable options in my area, it's still very appealing. For example, right now in the town I live in, there's a 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom, 800 square foot single wide on a leasehold lot for $229,600. And that's in a mobile home park where you pay pad rent every month, not on a lot that you own. $229,600, and that's one of the most affordable new homes in my area. That's 3 times the price of the Boxabl Casita, so yeah, I think it's a pretty good option. After digging a little bit deeper into the real cost of a Boxabl Casita, I still think it's a great affordable option. There are a lot of people who are excited about the Casita, and there are a lot of people that would prefer something else, and that's okay. Nothing is going to please everyone. If you want to find out more about the Casita, check out my first video because I went way more into depth about the product, the company, and some of their future plans. That's all I've got for today. If you like manufactured home videos, make sure to subscribe to my channel because I've got new ones coming out every single week. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next one.